Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Premier, during the 2024 SOPA, said that fighting crime is our apex priority, which commands our urgent attention as a provincial government. I wish to reassure the people of our province that we will continue to ramp up measures to drastically reduce crimes. This, of course, was not the first time that he used the word apex to amplify his pledge to fight crime. 2 weeks ago, the community of Northern Park, Birchley and its surroundings were bombarded by gunshots from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Neighbors found stray bullets in their homes, including an elderly couple who found a bullet between the two of them in their bed when they woke up in the morning. The police were notified by me about the suspected perpetrators, but the community was shocked to learn that no arrests were made. According to the police, the perpetrators were warned about firing shots in a residential area. The shots were so loud that it felt like the shooters were in my yard. Surely, this is a clear example of poor policing. I found it interesting that the Premier suggested we update our vocabulary by calling hostels family units. If I may ask the Premier, when were they developed into such? Go to Actonville Hostel now, and you will find sewage that has forced its way into people's homes. These people do not enjoy the benefits of a family home. Instead, they live in deplorable conditions. The residents are fully grown men who live in groups. The toilets do not flush. The showers are not functional. In fact, the showers are pools of old water, and the doors to their rooms are nothing more than curtains. So imagine when their wives are visiting. Such indignity. So contrary to the lie told in the House, hostels remain hostels, not family units. The Premier talked about townships, informal settlements, and hostels, TISH, the new lingo. But communities of Tembisa are not feeling it. Instead of highlighting TISH successes, the Premier has extended his plan to the CBDs. There's more to cleaning CBDs than just Carlton Centre. Littering needs to be cleared, dustbins need to be erected, potholes need to be repaired, and bylaws need to be enforced. The Premier plans to build hospitals within the province, but is not talking about how. The Kempton Park Hospital was abandoned, and to date, there's no plan for what will happen to the structure. This is problematic because Tembisa Hospital is facing significant strain. Yes, Zamakudle Hospital, despite being a helpful ally, is unable to alleviate all the pressure faced by Tembisa Hospital. The less said about e-health, the better. It has been tabled since 2014 when I first worked into this legislature, and it seems to be just another lingo going nowhere slowly. Furthermore, I'm concerned about how the Premier plans to activate the Banapili program, which for the past 8 years failed to use funds meant for dignity packs, school uniforms, and food parcels. The funding model for these programs is still a big concern for me. In previous SOPAs, Premier Lesufi has talked about substance abuse and how drugs are ravaging our communities. I thought the Premier would have updated Gauteng residents on how many people have been assisted by his programs. Madam Speaker, it is shocking that the Premier missed an opportunity with a public platform to apologize to the NPOs of Gauteng and acknowledge the hardships they endured. I suggest initiating the adjudication of NPO funding earlier in September this year, following the lead of the National Department of Social Development and the Western Cape, where the process kicks off during the same month. Consider the situation of an NPO closing down, affecting its employees and beneficiaries, and all within Gauteng, and then underspending by over 500 million. And the Treasury could have better used to serve the vulnerable, who are solely dependent on the NPOs for social services and survival. In closing, Madam Speaker, Premier, I'd like to say to you, you want to acknowledge women. Helen Suzman contributed to democracy in South Africa. A motion to honor her was passed by Ekurhuleni in 2011 when I was a councillor, however, was never ever implemented. Is this how an inclusive government works? So when you honor female leaders, please include this fearless Mbogoto as well. I thank you.